Starting. Okay. All right, guys. So we're gonna give this a go. It's really crowded in here, and there's the music playing and everything. I may or may not be fighting some allergy, like losing my voice. So this is gonna be fun, holiday fun. So definitely bear with me. But first of all, welcome. I am really excited. This is a huge crowd. It's an exciting crowd to have, and I think also, you know, being in the room at different tables, we don't always realize how many people are here. But seeing us all together is pretty amazing. So thank you guys again for being here tonight. My name is Michelle Newman. I am a regional vice president in Arbonne. Some people are like, oh, that means you drive the Benz. Yes, that means that I earn the Mercedes with Arbonne. But most importantly, independent consultant. And I say most importantly because we all start at the same level in this business. And then we determine where we go from there based on our effort. So, and hi to everybody who's tuning in virtually. So I want to open it up. We're going to talk a little bit about the Arbonne opportunity and a little bit about what the company's about and what we have to offer. And then we're going to do some recognition, which is really exciting. We have amazing rock stars that deserve to be recognized. We are all about loving on each other in Arbonne. So that is definitely the culture of this company. So we're going to do that. We'll take a quick break for any guests or anyone who needs to get out of here. And then we're going to do some great nuts and bolts trainings tonight for everyone who wants to stick around. So the meeting typically ends at 9. So we run usually 7:30 to 9. And then any questions or whatever, you can hang out after. Tonight, I actually don't have a babysitter. My husband's home. So if you have questions, I can stick around just a little bit longer. But I'm going to first welcome our speaker who I'm sharing the Discover Arbonne opportunity with. And that is Katie. She is a rock star area manager and also a new mommy. Yay! Here's the baby. But I'm so excited because this is what this is about. I don't know many places in corporate America where you can literally bring your baby to work. And I know because, I mean, some of the women who I've launched who are here, actually most of you, I had to bring my kids with me. My husband's out of town, the sitter cancels, whatever happens. So that is the beauty of this business, is that it's a family-based business and a faith-based business. So that's something that I really love about the culture of this company. So Katie, I'm really excited for you to come up here and share a little bit about Arbonne, and then I'll take over from there. So thank you, Katie.
Hello, everyone. I'm a little nervous. It's been a couple months since I've done this. I'm kind of just out of it since I had a baby, but just know if I can do this, anybody can do this. I love how Michelle spoke to that you really can take your baby to work, because I've already started meeting people for coffee dates and doing presentations and things like that. And I just know, like, the flexibility of it is amazing, that you can bring your baby. So everyone has different reasons that they start this business. And my why was not that little baby over there when I first started, but now it is. So your why continues to evolve the more that you get into this journey. So I started out really, Lindsay is my sponsor. She's here tonight. I went to an event, a healthy happy hour. We had some wine. I was really just looking for some girl time, because at the time I was working 4 jobs as an occupational therapist, and I knew I couldn't do that forever, but I got used to the income, and I loved serving people, but I knew I didn't want to wear myself out either. So when Lindsay brought up the opportunity, I was really hesitant at first because I'm shy. I'm nervous every time I speak in front of people, but I do it because I know that it changes lives. So like I said, I just started out with a really small dream. She said, you know, what if you replace some of that income with Arbonne, and then you can just work 1 job as an OT. I said, sounds great. So I jumped in, and within a couple months, I replaced my income with those PRN jobs that I had. And then come November, little did I know I was going to get laid off from my job as an OT, and 16 therapists were laid off. And so Mom and I were just having this conversation the other day. You think healthcare or certain fields are you're good, you've got a job always, but you just never know when impact is going to hit. And for me, it came a lot quicker than I ever thought it would. It could be impact in the form of a medical condition, or you know, having a baby. Whatever impact hits your life. For me, it was getting laid off, and I knew, thank goodness, that month I promoted to area manager in my business. And so I didn't have to stress about finding a job right away. I knew that I had that income from Arbonne coming in. And my dream, I mean, has grown even more. I had a phone call early on in my business with some of the VPs, and they said they were able to replace their income as a physical therapist within a year. And I thought, really, I can do that in one of these just little side businesses. I don't have a background in sales. I didn't want to be salesy. I was nervous to talk to my friends about it because I didn't want to scare them off. But what I found is that this business is really just recommending products that you love, products that change people's lives, and showing other people to change an expense into an income. And when I saw how simple that was, I thought, why don't I keep sharing this so I can change other people's lives? So now I want to be able to travel to Ecuador and serve the kids there with my skills as an occupational therapist, not have to sacrifice that financial piece, and I'll always have income from Arbonne. I'm going to be able to stay at home with my baby. So I'm looking for people to teach and train to do what I do so that they can too have the opportunity and that I can replace my income with Arbonne. So thank you guys all for being here tonight. Just keep an open mind and an open heart. And just know whoever asked you to be here tonight really thinks highly of you and thinks that, you know, you have a place in this business. And just know the culture of Arbonne is very different from anything else out there. Some of you might have different politics in your business or drama, and Arbonne is so free of that. It's a place for everyone, no matter socioeconomic background or where you came from. There's a place for everyone. I was really just looking for a few $100s a month, but if you could just make $1,000 or more a month, what would that look like to you? If you're your own boss, so many people can have businesses, but with Arbonne, you don't have a storefront. So let's say you are a business owner, but you have to pay the overhead costs and the power and all the other things that come along with it, being there all the time as a business owner. This, you get the flexibility of being your own boss, but also leveraging your time. If you could improve your health. I was always a pretty healthy person. I thought I was always checking the back of packages for ingredients. But when I found Arbonne, I thought, man, this company really goes above and beyond with the ingredient policy, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But I've, lost weight on the 30 Days to Healthy Living. I've already started doing the 30 days again after I had Eleanor, and not only that, we have healthy from the inside out. So you have products that are for skin, you have products, cosmetics, bath care, really everything that you need for healthy living inside and out. So there's so much to be able to recommend to people. And if you could help change other people's lives. I didn't know the impact that would have when I first started this business, but the people that have joined me along the way, just when they reach out and just say thank you, I'm like, really, I changed your life that much? But whether it's for the culture or from the products or whatever standpoint it is, lives are being changed in this business. So I mentioned a little bit about the standards. So we're pure, safe, and beneficial, but we've been around since 1980. So over 1,000 network marketing companies have come and gone in the last 10 years, and we've been around for almost 38 years. So that's huge. Arbonne's not going anywhere. We're continuing to grow. This month is GTC, and Michelle, you may be talking more about that, but we're just continuing to grow and look at the market and what the demand is right now and come out with new products that will really reach everyone. We have cutting edge research and development and Swiss heritage. So that's really huge because you want to know that what you're using has good standards. And so the fact that we have European standards and FDA standards and all these other standards, we know that we can recommend products safely to people and not have to worry about, them being carcinogenic or having toxins in them. We're also 1 to 3% brand awareness. So there's a ground floor opportunity. So we're going into more countries. We're in 7 countries right now, I believe. And we just partnered with another really big company that's French that is in over 100 countries. And so you can be on your cell phone. Last month, I sponsored people while I was nursing my baby, to be honest with you. So it was awesome that I could work from anywhere, from my cell phone. You could be on the beach in Jamaica and be sponsoring people and grow your business from anywhere. We're in Canada, UK, Australia, Poland, New Zealand, Taiwan, and we're going into so many more countries. So I may have to turn it over to Michelle in a minute. The product advantage. So we don't have mineral oil. So if nothing else tonight, we encourage people to be your own watchdog and really check your labels. We don't use mineral oil. We don't use tallow, which is a byproduct of it's animal byproduct, basically. So roadkill. So Arbonne does not use any of that. And you'd be surprised, products that are regulated here in the United States actually are okay with grinding up roadkill and putting that oil as a filler in products. So look out for things like petroleum and tallow, talc. I mean, there's so many other ingredients that we can show you that a lot of the US-made products have versus what Arbonne has. We're pH correct and hypoallergenic. We don't have sugars or sweeteners. We do have just stevia and cane sugar. So any sweeteners that we use are all plant-based, so your body recognizes it versus turning it into inflammation like Splenda or some of those other sweeteners out there that your body doesn't recognize. We're also gluten-free, non-GMO, and kosher. Vegan certified, which means we don't have dairy. We also don't have soy, which is a hormone disruptor. We're cruelty-free, no animal byproducts or testing, no parabens or phthalates, and no artificial dyes or fragrances. So really great quality standards. Michelle, would you like to take over? She's probably fine, but that was a good stopping point.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So, again, and she told me, she's like, this is her fussy time. I'm like, it's okay, get through what we can. Because I do love Katie's story, and I honestly think it's really powerful to know that you can do this business and share from anywhere with your baby. Like, I mean, there are people training on stage in front of thousands of people with their baby strapped to their chest, and I think that's pretty awesome. Yes, of course you are. But again, our ingredient policy, you can put our products up against any other products that are out there, and it will blow the products out of the water because, like Katie talked about, they're pure and they're safe. But most importantly, they're beneficial. So, I shouldn't say most importantly because they're all equally important. But you can go to Whole Foods or any store and pick up any soap that's pure, right? And then you use it. Like, I know for me, when I first was pregnant with my daughter, and I'll share my story, I remember being like, oh no, I need to find something that's pure. So I went online and it was like, peppermint oil is great for shampoo and body wash and whatever. I went to a holistic store. I bought peppermint oil, like this big tub of it. And I walked around in March smelling like a candy cane. It was the worst experience ever. And guess what? My hair felt awful. It was disgusting. I do not recommend that. It was not beneficial. It was not effective whatsoever. Was it pure and safe? Yes, but it wasn't beneficial. So take my word for it. Unless you like Christmas year round and you want hair that feels disgusting, like you just got done a workout with a hat on and about 600 pounds of clothes. So no, I mean, honestly, I think that that's one thing that really sets us apart. And I don't know that you talked about this, but everything, because I was busy cooing your sweet baby, but everything is third-party tested. So it's not Arbonne putting the stamp of approval on the products and saying, hey, this is a great product. We have independent labs test our products. And actually, our sports nutrition line was tested by the Mayo Clinic. So it's not, that we're just pushing out these products to people without doing our due diligence. And I love that we're held to those standards. Arbonne will not release or launch a product unless it meets those high standards. So, and again, we have so many products. We have over 500 products, and we are about to launch more, which I cannot wait to be a national vice president for many reasons. But one of them is I want it all ahead of time so I can be using it and loving on these new products and know what they are. I do not know. Don't interrogate me after this meeting. I don't know what's coming in Vegas, but I know whatever it is, Arbonne's going to do it right. But we have over 500 products. So we have baby care. We have anti-aging. We have menopause supplements. I mean, we have everything that people are using every day. These are consumable products. I want to really stress that. They're consumable. What does that mean? They go down the drain. In one form or another, they end up in the drain, right? So if you think about that, shampoos, body wash, deodorant, we hope people are using body wash every day, right? I mean, we hope, or we might not want to be sitting next to them, but and you moms who are like, you know what, I haven't showered in 2 days. I totally get that life too. Not respect. But I mean, realistically, people are already using protein shakes. They're taking daily vitamins. The only thing we're doing is we're educating people on healthier choices, and we're showing them a better, pure, safer product. And we're helping them shop at a discount. So we're just redirecting people's spending. We're not saying, buy this cute bag that you already have 30 bags in your closet, right? You know, and honestly, those aren't consumable products. You buy a piece of jewelry that has a lifetime warranty. How many reorders are you gonna get on that piece of jewelry? I will tell you none. Okay, versus products that you're using every day that people log in and reorder. To me, that's really powerful because I am a busy mom, and I'm gonna talk about that in 1 minute, but for me, you know, I don't have time to sit here and keep inventory and deliver products and constantly be selling. What I love is that it's all online. So my clients, there's an app for that, right? My clients go to their app, they shop from anywhere, it ships right to them, but I get paid on those products. I am leveraging my time, and that to me is really powerful. So again, we have skincare, we have cosmetics, we have nutrition. Our nutrition line is incredible. I am pretty much obsessed with it. That's how I started my Arbonne. I was like, makeup scared me. To keep it real, like I was really nervous about makeup. And thank goodness for Kelly Ranson, who's an area manager on my team, because if not for her, I don't know that I would still know what I was doing with makeup. But there are some things YouTube videos can't help with. But I love our nutritional products. And to me, that's really powerful because, you know, people who are not into, and actually we were just talking about this when I first got here. You know, I have an awesome firefighter on my team. Now, if I would have come up to him and talked to him about makeup, guess what? I would not have gotten very far. But the fact of the matter is that we have something for everyone. We have a phenomenal nutrition line. I went into the firehouse. I did a healthy living workshop. Guess what? He's got clients who are using our sports nutrition line, our pre-workout, our during, our recovery. Why? Because I can appeal to that network. Okay, you're a brand new mom. You've got babies, right? I love our baby line. It also is great for people with sensitive skin and eczema. So when you look at the variety of products that are all consumable, this is an incredible opportunity because we can speak to everyone. So I am going to talk about what social marketing is, but before I do that, I want to tell you a little bit about my background in social marketing before Arbonne. My background in social marketing goes like this. Nothing. I had no experience in sales, in social marketing, network marketing, whatever you want to call it, none. I was literally that friend, if you invited me to your home party, please don't judge me, but I wasn't coming. I didn't want anything to do with it. And the only reason I went to my first Arbonne presentation was because my mother-in-law bribed me. And she told me that she'd buy me something if I went with her. And I went kicking and screaming, but I was asked these two questions. And I always ask these questions of people because these questions forever changed the trajectory of my life and my family's and honestly countless others whose lives were touching. And that first question is, where will you be in 5 years if you continue to do exactly what you're doing today? Especially time-wise and financially. Where will you be in 5 years? And do you like what that looks like? And to paint a picture of where I was at that time when I was asked that question, I was working full-time as a speech-language pathologist. So I'm a speech-language pathologist and a behaviorist. My specialty is non-vocal children with autism. That is definitely something that is on my heart and something I have a passion for. You know, I was supervising a speech department at Rutgers University in New Jersey, teaching a graduate course at another university in Philadelphia. I tell you this because I was very immersed in my career. My husband and I, if you looked at us on paper, we were successful, right? We had a decent income, but we were time poor. And my mother-in-law had just sent me a video of my daughter taking her first steps 2 weeks prior to being asked that question. And I was like, wow, in 5 years, if I don't change anything, nothing is going to change. So I decided I was going to do this thing called Arbonne. So I called my husband, which is why I think it's great that, you know, when we have male spouses who come to events like this, because my husband was completely against it. I called him and I said, babe, I'm going to do this thing called Arbonne, and it's going to be amazing, and I'm going to earn a free Mercedes, and I'm going to make all this money, and I'm going to take us all over the world. And my husband's like, Michelle, you are an educated woman. This is a pyramid scheme. Can't you see that this is a scheme? This is not legit. And he said, nobody earns the Benz, which is parked in the parking lot, but nobody earns the Mercedes. And he told me, he said, and the thing that he said that really scared me the most was, Where do you possibly see yourself fitting this in? You're already working, you're teaching fitness classes, you've got so much on your plate. How can you make time for one more thing? So if you're even considering this, if you're here as a guest, and you're considering something like this, there's a lot of fear. What if it doesn't work, right? My fear was, how can I take on one more thing? And so he fed my fear. Well, I didn't do it. Fast forward almost 2 years later, I relocated to the Carolinas. So that changed. I had another baby, so that changed. I was away from all my family, so my kids were now in daycare. But guess what? I was still trading time for money. I was still working as a speech language pathologist in the schools. So I didn't change anything. Nothing changed as far as time freedom. So my friend called me. I had just gone back to work. I was 8 weeks after I had my son. And my friend called me. And at the end of the conversation, I said, so how's Arbonne going? She said, well, I'm earning my Mercedes. I'm retiring early from teaching because I'm making more with Arbonne. I went to Puerto Rico, paid for by Arbonne. I'm going to Los Cabos, paid for by Arbonne. I was like, what? Like, that could have been me. Like, that would have been me if I would have jumped in when she did. So number one, I was ready to kill my husband. and number two, I was like, I don't care what he says, and I don't care what anybody says. Like, I am doing this for me and my family. And that's exactly what I did. I took the leap of faith. I faced all my fears. I did it anyway. And it has been the best decision that I have ever made. Because what I realize is what I'm about to tell you. Social marketing is simply word of mouth advertising. That is all it is. If someone says to me, I like your blazer, and I say, hey, I got it at this cute little boutique in Fort Mill, right? You go out and you buy that blazer, that boutique, she may love me, that owner, but she's not gonna cut me a paycheck, right? We talk about Roosters, it's a great restaurant, love it here, love the ambiance, love everything about it, right? Roosters is not gonna give you a paycheck. The only difference with Arbonne is that you're using these pure and safe products, you believe in these products, you share them with other people, and you actually get paid to do it. So I tell people all the time who are stressed about their schedules, I don't know how I'm gonna fit this in, I can't take one more thing, my job, my kids, whatever. I'm like, listen, really what you're doing in Arbonne is you're changing your conversation. And it's a simple and effective distribution system. So you have traditional retail. If you go into Target, we all love some Target, right? So you go into Target and you buy a shampoo. 80% of what you're spending on the shampoo is this middle portion. Because it goes from the manufacturer, the wholesaler, the warehouser, the sales force, the retailer, to the consumer, right? Okay, that's 80% markup. Think of how cheap that little thing of shampoo is and how much actual product is in there. With social marketing, we take out that middle piece. So people are like, I don't understand how Arbonne is able to, give their VPs a cash bonus towards a Mercedes. I don't understand how you've been on all these trips, compliments of Arbonne, or how you have such a generous compensation plan, how you develop so much into research. Why? Because we take that 80% markup, we get rid of it, and we reuse it in ways that are effective. So through the research and development, by spoiling our consultants and our clients with really good discounts, because it goes right from the manufacturer through the independent consultant website. Might I add website? It's not you keeping 20 bags of protein in your pantry and hoping to sell them. We do not do inventory in Arbonne. This girl right here would not be a vice president in Arbonne if I had to keep inventory and deliver. People would never get the products. I mean, to know me is to know. You would not get your stuff. Arbonne does it for me. It's all UPS. It all comes UPS, right? So I don't have to do that. It's all online, which makes it really simple. And then it goes right to the consumer. So when I heard about this and I knew that this was effective, I knew I could be successful in something like this. And there are so many. Katie, I love that statistic. I'm going to get it from you after about the number of network marketing companies that come and go. And there are so many out there. And you probably get instant message. I know I drive the Benz. It's like my life is my kids with Arbonne, trips with Arbonne. And I will still get messages from other social marketing companies saying, hey, I just started this skincare business, blah, 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 blah. I'd love for you to take a look. I'm like, do you not see that I am with Arbonne? Good luck in your business. But you might want to read people's profiles before you send these messages. But I mean, really, you think about it, there are so many companies out there. So I want to talk a little bit about why Arbonne and why now. So why Arbonne? Number one, I talked about this. It's consumable products, over 500 of them. Okay, I am sorry, but if you don't even need hair. If you have a pulse and skin, we have something for you. True story. The two guys on my team, they don't have any hair. It's okay. They don't need hair to do this business. So they're washing down the drain. People are taking their vitamins and reordering every month. Protein shakes, all of that. People are constantly reordering. Skincare, you're getting reorders every 6 months, right? Makeup, cosmetics. I mean, people are ordering these products. Shampoo, body wash. Baby showers are coming up. Our baby set is got a really awesome special going on. If you don't know about that, you better ask your consultant. Timing and trends. Okay, you have a home-based, internet-based business that you can run from your cell phone, generating multi-million dollars. Okay, you think about that. Like, we were at the Atlantis for 7 days, my husband, 2 kids, and I, on an Arbonne incentive trip. I signed up 2 consultants in the States while I was on the beach at the Atlantis with my husband and my 2 kids. Because you can run your business from anywhere with Wi-Fi. And actually, there's an Amish girl who promoted a regional vice president who didn't even have Wi-Fi, so I can't even say that anymore. But true story. But you take a home-based, internet-based business that you can run from your cell phone. Home-based businesses are exploding right now. People are burnt out. They are tired of the daily grind, exhausted from that 9 to 5. So you look at something like this, and who doesn't? If you say, are you open to an additional stream of income? Well, if anyone has ever told me no, I think I might have fallen over. But I don't think in the 3.5 years since I started, I've ever heard someone say, no, I'm not open to more money. But you look at a home-based, internet-based business, and you partner that with a health and wellness revolution. You go into Walmart, you go into Rite Aid or Walgreens, and you see gluten-free, non-GMO. You go on Facebook, and you see on your timeline, roadkill and lipsticks, right? It's real. Like, people are looking for something like this. And we have this to offer them. So our timing and trends are in our favor. We are strategically placed. We are globally expanding. We are going into new countries nonstop, and we have so much to offer right now. So timing and trends, marketplace demand. Just so that you guys know, anti-aging, one of our lines is anti-aging. It's a $100 billion a year industry. That alone. Okay, nutrition was $12.2 billion a couple years ago. It's $27 billion. This is exploding. So timing and trends are in our favor. Marketplace demand is definitely in our favor. I mean, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, all those billion-dollar industries. So we have all of that. The marketplace demand is definitely in our favor. And the ability to leverage your time. And this is something that's really powerful for me. When I started my Arbonne journey, I was trading time for money, okay? There's like the bucket where you trade time for money, right? And you can never really get ahead. And then there's those people who decide to build networks. And Robert Kiyosaki is a top economist, and he says the richest people in the world today are building networks. The rest are just trained to work. That was me. I had my master's plus 30. I had all these certifications, right? And it wasn't long with Arbonne before I walked away from my career. Why? Because I could have time free to make significantly more and be present and make decisions and make choices to live my life by design. So, and for me, that is, at the end of the day, if you go into an assisted living facility and you ask people, what are your regrets? No one is going to say, I wish I would have worked harder. I wish I would have put more hours in the office. They're going to say things like, gosh, I wish I wouldn't miss all those baseball games, right? They're going to say things like, I wish I would have been on more family vacations. I wish I wasn't so stressed all the time where I didn't enjoy my life and I was constantly snapping at my family or the people I love. And to me, that is the most precious gift that Arbonne has to offer. I'm going to talk about the compensation because if you're like me, when I was first listening to Arbonne, I was like, oh, this sounds good, but this is really cute, your little lipstick business. Like, how much could you possibly make, right? This to me is where I was like, whoa, like, this is a legit thing. Like, you can make significant income with this company. So The first level promotion is district manager. And a lot of people, and you'll see because we're going to do recognition, but a lot of people do that in a matter of a few months' time in this business. This rock star over here, Beth, did it in 2 weeks. Right now. Yes, she's got that. But as a district manager, you're making a couple hundred to about 1,000, 1,500 a month. Okay, so a lot of people do that in a few weeks to a few months' time. Now, again, this is an effort-based system. Everybody's journey is different. But to me, looking at that and being like, okay, like let's say it's 1,500. That could be a nice chunk of your mortgage payment, your rent, right? Even 500, maybe that's your car payment. You eat clean, it could be your groceries, right? I mean, you look at that and it's like, wow, you're already making meaningful changes in your life just by changing your conversation and jumping into this business. The next level is an area manager. And as an area manager, you have a willable business. So if you are here, if you are a parent or maybe children you think are in your future, I love the fact that I can will my business. And to me, for generations. And that is really powerful because if God forbid something happened to me, it didn't matter how many universities I was at. If I didn't go to work, I wasn't getting paid. But my business runs itself. My husband, my kids, and I, we love hiking and backpacking, right? We were away for a weekend, no cell phone service. I was up $6,000 in sales. I didn't do a thing. Why? Because my clients have their own login. It's just like Amazon. They log in, they reorder, it ships right to them, I get paid, right? My team is still continuing to rock it. I mean, we have a team in Washington State who's on here, right? They're working while I'm sleeping. We're in different time zones. Like, you think about that, and you have a business that runs itself. So if God forbid something happened to you, your children could either pick up the business and run with it, or whoever you will it to, or they can just collect the residuals from it. And at that level, you're making about $1,500 to about $4,000 a month. Now, I built to area manager, and again, this isn't everybody's journey. I joined the end of June. By September 1st, I was paid as area manager. So a few months into the business, I was making about $1,500 to $4,000 a month, all part-time, while I was a speech pathologist in a state I lived in for all of 7 months, okay, with an 8-week-old and a 2-year-old. So that's why I tell you, if I can do this business, anybody can do this business. I have spotlights on me now. With the light outside, I don't know. I was like, what is that? So the next level is regional vice president. A lot of people refer to this as the Benz level. This is where you can earn up to $800 a month towards your Mercedes-Benz car payment. It's your choice. You can buy it, you can lease it. Yes, it's your Mercedes. It's not a pink Mercedes, it's white because we're about pure. It's a Mercedes-Benz because it's the safest vehicle out there. So, and as a regional vice president, you're making about $5,000, $8,000 a month. The higher end is about $12,000. So you think that's a month, like $5,000, $8,000. Now, I built a regional vice president while I was working, okay? And then I want to share something about my journey and that second question. The second question I was asked, remember I said the first question is, where will you be in 5 years? The second question is, are you prepared for impact if God forbid something happened to your primary source of income? Whether it's, injury, right? Actually, my friend who's in Philly, her husband is a contract worker, and he does construction, and he just went through an awful surgery, and he's, on the mends. And she's like, you know what? Thank God I started Arbonne. Because you don't know what's going to happen. Impact is going to happen in all of our lives. We don't know the form that it's going to take. And Katie talked about this. But that is so true, just being prepared for when it hits you. Well, my impact hit me about a year into my Arbonne business. I was an area manager. It was 2 days before we were going on the Oasis of the Seas. So again, an Arbonne incentive trip. My husband, 2 kids, and I, 7 days on the Oasis of the Seas. 2 days before, my husband lost his job. His whole team got let go. Now, it didn't matter how many letters or degrees I had after my name, right? My husband was always the primary income earner in our household. That was crippling for us, but we were savers. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months goes by. It wasn't long before Arbonne was paying our mortgage. Arbonne was keeping my daughter in her gymnastics classes and putting food on our table. And that's when I realized what a gift this is. This business is not about me and my family. It's about every single one of you here. It's about the lives that we are touching. This business isn't about you. And if you haven't learned that yet, you will. But that was a shift for me. I was like, gosh, this is a gift. And if nobody shared this with me, we would have lost our home. Because of Arbonne, I walked away from my career as a speech language pathologist in the schools. I pulled my son out of daycare, put him in preschool at our church. I'm my daughter's classroom mom. My husband had the ability to start his own life insurance business because he was burnt out in corporate America and he needed a break, right? And because of Arbonne, I've built incredible friendships, and my kids have a mission at heart to serve. We built 90 homes. Arbonne consultants came together, built 90 homes in Haiti. My daughter is begging me to go to Haiti this summer. I'm like, next summer, baby, you're just 6 years old. I love that. She collected toys last summer to send them with our friends who are going over to Haiti, and packed suitcases full of toys for the daycare that Arbonne consultants came together to build in Haiti. Like, to me, this business is so much bigger than a paycheck. And when you realize that and you know that this is about building relationships, it's about serving other people, and it's about growing into the best version of yourself, that's when you will do that. And that's why kids can tell you that Mercedes drives really nice. And I was driving a 2005 Nissan Altima to the ground before I had that car. Mama needed an upgrade. But to keep it real, my kids will tell you, why do we have the Mercedes? Because we help people. Tonight on my way here, my kids both hugged me. They're 4. My son just turned 4 last Friday, and 6. And they said, good luck, Mom. Help lots of people. They get what this is about. So as a regional vice president, that to me is really powerful. It's a great level to be at, but we're not done. The top level of the company is national vice president. And as a national vice president, you're making about $21,000 a month on average. My goal is to do that by September 30th of 2018. So we got big goals. We're gonna do it. But and not because $21,000 a month, because I need that kind of money, but because I think of all the people that we can help. And my background, like I said, is children with autism. So I want to open a nonprofit for children with autism, for sibling support groups and parent trainings, daycare trainings, and do it for free. Because guess what? When you're making that kind of money, I don't need to do it for a paycheck anymore. But I do feel like that's the God-given gift that I have that I need to use. And I think that that's a great way to do it. So, and there's the jewelry. There's, in 3.5 years since I started, I have been on 3 Arbonne incentive trips. The last one, we went to Hard Rock Riviera Maya. My kids, I earned resort credits. I got to take them swimming with the dolphins, which was always a childhood dream of mine. So, but when you jump into this, because I hope and pray that you will, know that the sky is the limit. I want you to picture yourself taking your loved ones on an all-inclusive trip. At the top level, in addition to the $21,000 a month, you get to go to Maui every year, all paid for by Arbonne. So think of that. What would that do for you and your family? And what would that do? Who in your life could benefit from something like this? And you get the jewelry, the travel, the cash. There's cash bonuses at every level. And you can decide to start your Arbonne franchise. It's literally only $79. It's $79 to sign up and register as an independent consultant. The website, all of that, the overhead, the shipping, all of that is done for you. The only thing you have to do is talk to people and share. And that's $79. It'll give you catalogs and stuff. And then you decide, I wanted to use the products anyway. I wanted to love on the products. We don't buy inventory. If you have a $79 startup, that could be a multi-million-dollar business if that's where you want it to be. Or you could want that couple $100 a month. And that's fine too. But whatever it is, just know that this is an incredible opportunity. You get 35 to 50% off for the entire year. So worst case scenario, there's no monthly minimums, there's no requirements. You're guaranteed 35 to 50% off, which is the biggest discount. And we have tons of incentives right now for April. So 50% off all of our special packages, free $98 gift with a qualifying order. So you're already getting that registration back on a free product, actually. So, and you could probably think of 50 million reasons why this won't work for you or why this wouldn't work for you. But I really want you to stop and think about, what if this does? What if this works for you and your family? Where could you be in 5 years? If anything, that should give you hope and excite you about what's possible. So many of us walk away from our dreams. We graduate from high school, we've got all these big dreams, right? And then we get caught in that daily grind. I encourage you tonight to really start dreaming again. Start thinking about what's possible and just take a leap of faith. Because what if this does work, and where could you be if you took that leap of faith? So, well, thank you guys so much for sharing the opportunity. We do have some recognition. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. We have, why is it asking me for an update? Not now. So I'm going to start with the recognition, and then I'll have people come up. I know Denise just texted. Okay. So we have several, sorry guys, there's that cough. At least I made it through the first part. We have several people who earned the Light the Way challenge. If you earned the challenge and I do not have you on the list, then please tell me. But we're going to do some recognition. So Light the Way challenge, I have Stephanie. Woo-hoo! Yay! And if you earn a rose, I'm going to have you guys stand here so we can get a recognition picture real quick. Denise. Yay! And then, yeah, you guys can stand up and we'll get a picture. And then Beth. What was that for? She earned the Light the Way challenge, by the way, sponsored 7 PCs or consultants at over 150 directly. And Katie, I know you're got the baby. Awesome. So yay! I'm gonna get. Did you earn it? I did earn it. Well, you have to earn it. Right? Come on out. Okay. Yay! Okay. So then the next, and for those of you who don't know or here as guests and are like, what's Light the Way? You get this really cool, like, I don't even know what it is, guys. What is that? The light on the flashlight. It's a selfie light. It's pretty cute. So I don't know, but you earn it for sharing this and sponsoring new people and bringing new people into the business or new preferred clients. The district managers and qualification. I'm going to pull this up real quick. We have several who are here. Sorry, guys. Actually, let me do the GTC for free because we have a GTC for free level 1 earner. That means she got her registration covered for Vegas. Woohoo! Yes. And you did too. And I did too. Count my roses. And then, here we go. Hard track, okay. Anyone else earn the GTC level 1, the 250 towards Vegas? Okay. District managers and qualification, and I'm going to call them out, and then if anyone has anyone else to be recognized, I'm going to read the whole list because I know I have some people here on Zoom. So qualification for district managers, we have Brittany. So yay! We have Devin and Jenna Lowry who are watching the recording. We have David. See, I told you there are men who are in this business who are rocking it. So David is the one who's a firefighter. Then we have Naomi, who she's working tonight, and then Rhonda, she's here. And what that means is that they're in qualification for their first huge promotion in Arbonne, so it's a pretty big deal. And then we have Leonard Scriven, again, another guy. But Leonard is teaching fitness classes tonight, so he's not here. We have new district managers, and you probably know how to say her name. Eve, what's her last name? How do you say it? You don't know either.
I'm so sorry.
Eve K, we'll call her. So Eve is a district manager, and Eve actually promoted out Beth, who is a brand new district manager. So first level promotion. I don't think she even understands what a big deal this is. So congratulations, Beth, for sure. Okay. And then district manager bonus. We have yay! Myself. And then really exciting, we have AIT earners. So we have level 1 AIT, level 2 AIT, and I finally caught up to you. So I have level 2 AIT. So what that means, that's our incentive trip to Montego Bay. So we are earning that trip, and it is not too late to earn that trip. And I think that's everything for recognition. Did I miss anyone? You should have a rose. Oh yeah, she's in. Yes. She's finishing. No, she's finishing this month. Yay! Awesome! Congratulations. So at the end, we'll have. Actually, we'll take a break and we'll have anyone who earned a rose. You can come up and we'll do one big recognition picture just so it's easier. But yeah, so we'll take like a 2-minute break if anyone has to run to the restroom, and then we'll do, nuts and bolts training. We're probably going to end early tonight. I only have a few things unless anyone has anything that they want to add. We're going to train tonight on filling your calendar, which is key. Activity is key in this business. So it doesn't matter what your calendar looks like. I'm going to help you pack it. Obviously pack it with your priorities first, but and then we're also going to talk a little bit about follow-ups. So if anyone has anything else that they want to talk about or share, and of course, like we'll talk about the momentum and where we're at in regard as with GTC and everything that's coming up too, as part of my training tonight. But yay! So if anyone wants to, anyone who has a flower, if you could come up, we'll get a picture, and we'll probably start in just 2 minutes. So I want to get everyone done and out. What's that? So she's going to back for a different picture. Oh, that. Oh, there's one. Picture? I was like, don't write off. Oh, yeah, picture. Okay. I can now come in 2 minutes from now. Oh, yeah, we'll do the picture first. Okay. Okay, ready? Okay, one more. Okay. Sorry if you guys are watching virtually. We'll tune back in just a few minutes. It's all green. Anyway, we'll be back.
Video, right? Shared this video yesterday, like dancing, like your sleeves get out of my way when I jump. I can eat cheese. Happened to me. And so that was scary. So like, just telling me that she was like, I feel like I have to throw her on my stomach. Oh my god! And she was like, I don't know. But. Like so how was your trip? So funny. Oh my god. Yeah, right. Anytime I'm like expecting to do something weird or out there. Yeah. Are you still putting stuff on? Yeah. Yeah. So that just happened to me this weekend. Like, got really cold. Like, I was out with my friends to like a brewery, and we're sitting out there, and I'm just like, rain. I was like, what the heck? I've been fine. But I still feel it, and I can hear it. But it's like, guess we got to get our immunity boosters. It's gonna be like I see. I'm doing all the classes. I want to get the business from that to like. I know. So oh my God. Just so she started, and I just wanted to make it. Yeah, and she offered me a shake. That's back. Like I know there's always okay, sorry. Okay. She said that before, I think. Where you guys know, but she came in, and I was like, no, I don't know. And I totally missed it. All of that. So there's like one song. I know.
Sorry guys, we still have a few people kind of using the bathroom.
So yeah, I need to choose now, and I needed it so long ago. I have people that are like, I'm not ready to get. I'm like, why wait? Because I tell them that all the time. I'm like, look, if I were in your shoes, and you offered it to me again.
Jane, your picture came out really good. It came out really good. Yeah, no, it came out good. Oh, yeah. It doesn't focus. What we have?
I know, I hate it. Oh my God. That's quite a I have 3 big dogs. They have to. Oh. So I'm like such a But oh yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna get started again. Sorry. So, I have one more gulp of water. I think it's a little bit more quiet. So that's good. So hopefully that'll be good for my voice because it's starting to drip. As they're all screaming, I think it's gonna get more quiet. Maybe not. Oh, well, that's a good reason.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. So tonight's training is on filling your calendar. And I'm going to talk about some things, and I think it's pretty generic to all of Arbonne, but talk to your upline or your person who invited you here, your manager, as far as like details on what all of this looks like for you, and they can give you more individual coaching. But one thing that we say in Arbonne that I love is we say you don't have a boss in Arbonne, right? That's one of the beauties of this business is that you don't have a boss. One of the downfalls about this business is that you don't have a boss, right? I mean, it's easy to do, and it's also very easy not to do. So in this business, honestly, your calendar is your boss. And I always tell people, like, think of yourself as a storefront, right? If you don't have anything on your calendar, you're not open for business. So you may have heard this before, like your calendar is your boss, but you've not really understood it. Or maybe you're new and this is your first time hearing it. But I'm going to tell you what this means and why it's so important. So number one, sponsoring is the lifeblood of your business. So what that means if you're new is sponsoring is sharing this gift with other people, which is really powerful. And that comes through activity, belief, and commitment. And it is 100% related to your calendar. Okay, so sponsoring is critical and it's related to your calendar. So I'm going to talk, and I'm not talking about my last month numbers to say, look at me, but I'm telling you guys this because I think that it's pretty powerful. When people say, what are you doing? I'm literally going to tell you what I'm doing. And I can look at my calendar and tell you just by looking at my calendar, my months where I'm bonusing, my months where I'm exploding new people and promoting like crazy, and my months that I'm bonusing, but I'm not having the levels of what I would like to see in my business. So last month, I had 45 income-producing activities on my calendar. Okay, now 45, you're like, what? There's only 30 days in a month, like 31 in March, right? I'm talking like Zoom calls, like quick coffee appointments, phone calls, right? Those kind of things. And yeah, sometimes I had a few things in a day. You know what that looked like for me? I have a play date, right, where I'm sharing the business with my 3-year-old and friends, right? And then I get my kids to bed, and at 9 o'clock, I have a video conference with my team in Washington State and her guest. Or, so it doesn't have to be this crazy thing. Sometimes people that are in corporate America are used to punching a clock, hear that, and are like, oh my gosh, like, no, I'm talking about my lifestyle. People who I'm already at Starbucks in the morning when I drop my son off at preschool because I like to focus. I'm having an opportunity meeting there. So 45 income producing activities, 12 of which were launches or hostess presentations, and I had 4 Facebook Live launches. So my central district, so those of you who don't know, as a district manager, like I'm not talking about my region, all of my region, my central district, we sponsored 26 new consultants or preferred clients at 150 in my central district. Now you need 5 to hit your district manager bonus. My central district, we did over 26,000 last month. Okay, so again, not to say, look at me, but to say this is what's possible. This is why I'm training on filling your calendar. I trained at my nation meeting because I was in New Jersey last week on this. And the reason that I did that is because they looked at my numbers and were like, you need to train on this. So that's why I'm sharing this with all of you. And it may seem overwhelming, but honestly, it's quick, it's easy, it's fun. And when you are in activity and your calendar is full, it's exciting. You have momentum. And that momentum is infectious. So I'm going to use an acronym to help you fill your calendar, and you're going to see why. The acronym is GET OUT. Get out. That's the acronym that I'm going to use. So I'm going to start with the first G, and it's get organized. What does your calendar look like? You should have a central calendar. I don't care. You're like, Michelle, I need to have a Google Calendar. I have a Google Calendar. It works well for my husband and I. We both have our own businesses, and we can look at each other's schedules and schedule around it. Okay, so maybe you have a Google Calendar or other apps. Maybe you have a paper planner. I like a paper planner, but my life is so all over, I can't rely on a paper planner. So that's fine, whatever your system is, but have a system. Color code it by activity. I hate to break it to you guys, but remaking a flyer that's already made is not income producing activity, right? Do your income producing activity in green. Stuff for your kids, the non-negotiables, put it in purple. You know, whatever it is, have a system. Schedule your family priorities, work, your day job, you know, whatever first. Personal development, make sure you're making time to grow personally, and I'll talk about that. And your IPA, I'm not referring to the beer, income producing activity, although I do like the beer. I know, me too. IPA is my Arbonne logo, and our Arbonne logo stands for income producing activity. But we all like IPAs. So break it down, and this is really critical. Break it down from monthly into your weekly calendar. Okay, which means you'll never cross into a new month with an empty calendar. If you're working your business week to week and day to day, it won't be like April 1st, oh no, like I had a great close to March and now I've got nothing. If you're working your business each week, you will know, and you'll be planning for 7 to 10 days out in your business. And break it into daily tasks. Go by the day, break it down. That's how you are successful in this business, is by breaking down those things. I am a behaviorist. I literally find it reinforcing to check things off my list. I will write things down to check them off, right? The night before you go to bed, like before you go to sleep, make that your goal. If nothing else, do your 3 to 5 must-dos for the next day and write them down. You have to write them down, right? Those are your non-negotiables. And then star the hardest one. What's the book, Eat the Frog, right? Do that one that is so hard and get it over with first thing. Now you're saying, Michelle, I can't get that first thing in the morning. I can't get that done. I don't care. Maybe you've got an hour for lunch. When I started my business, I was working as a speech language pathologist. I ate at my desk while I was writing documents and doing progress reports, right? And looking at data, analyzing data. I didn't have time. You know what? I took 5 minutes and I had to go out of my office because I was in the middle of the closet in the library. That was my office. So I had no cell phone service. And I would go out into the hallway and literally stand by the door so I could have cell phone service to send my text messages, right? It doesn't take a lot of time. You make the time if this is a priority. So have your daily tasks and know what they are. Plan it for the night before. Use reminders, alarms, timers. My reminder just went off. Read my Eye on Arbonne story tonight before I go to bed. Use these little phones. We have these smartphones. They're smart. Use them. You are smart when you use them. Put in your timers. Put in your reminders. Put in things in your calendar so that you get pop-up notifications. You know, whatever you need to do, use that as aids. So that's G, get organized. E is exclude the fluff. I know. There's a lot of fluff in life, right? There's a lot of distractions that pull us away from really our important tasks. Ask yourself, is this something you can delegate? Is this something that you personally have to be doing? Or is your time better spent elsewhere? Does it really need to be done by you? Is it something that your child, your husband, your neighbor, is it something that someone else can do, or do you literally have to be doing that? And if it doesn't, then don't do it. Same thing with your team. Do you have to give your team the meet the product sheet on the Genius pads? No. You know what you say to your team, and I love my team. You guys know I love you, right? But you know what I say? Go on the website, click the product, and the meet the product sheet is right there. Boom. Guess what? The next time they want to know about a product, what do? They go on the website, they click it, and they do it themselves. You don't need to be doing that. We are independent consultants. Teach your team to be independent consultants. Don't get me wrong. I'm still always supporting in verbiage and all of that. There are things you need to support in, but there are things where they can go on the source and type in a question just like you can. Okay, so don't micromanage your team. That is fluff. And use, if your nation has a Facebook page or a nation page, redirect people to that. Calls with your team. I love you all, and I will respond to you via text message. But if I'm doing a coaching call, most of my team knows it's at 9 p.m. or after. It's after I'm off the phone. I'm not able to work Arbonne at that time, and that's when I do my team calls, whenever I can. I mean, there are exceptions. But for the most part, during income-producing activity hours, I want to be in income-producing activity. So that's the E. T is things to book it with. This is what you should be booking your calendar with. Your income-producing activities are your biggest priority. If you haven't heard it yet, that is what I am stressing to you right now. What are your income-producing activities? And again, you might have different verbiage in your success line with your upline or whatever. But I'm talking about launches, business presentations, right? Inviting the people to the business and then launching them into the business. Presentations, workshops, parties, whatever lingo you want to use. It's all the same thing. You're getting people together and you're sharing Arbonne, okay? And get future bookings from these bookings. There are great learn and burns and trainings on that. But that really helps. Like I had Eve's launch, Beth jumped in, right? I had Beth's launch, Teresa jumped in. Now we have Teresa's launches. So I'm getting bookings from bookings. Same thing, because of Teresa's launch, we have something else on the calendar for April because someone agreed to host. So, make sure that you're getting bookings from bookings. Coffee appointments, one-on-ones, whatever you want to call them. Play dates. I love play dates. Chick-fil-A is great because they can play in the door and you can have a conversation that's actually adult-like. Same thing with the park. I mean, it depends on your kid's age, but my son just turned 4. I'm like, yes, you can do everything independently at the playground. I can talk. But really, that's a great opportunity to share. And it's great because it shows the lifestyle that you're in. And, it might be very different for you. That might not be where you're at. You might be enjoying wine nights or, but my point is just make sure that, you're doing these one-on-ones and sharing the whole Arbonne story. Pick up and drop off appointments. So if you're dropping off, like I know in our success line, we do a lot with our anti-aging skincare line. Let people try it for a few days. We sit down, we pick it up. So a lot of people are actually here in my organization because they tried that for a few days and we sat down. So make sure that you're doing that. Don't let those products sit. And then schedule time to book. So plan, right? So you want that planning time and time to reflect. Look back at March. What went well? What didn't go well? Why didn't it go well? And there's a great training that has been done, and I think it's through all of Arbonne, where there's like 40 faces. Basically, you share the whole Arbonne story to 40 people in a month. And that means you're actively working your business. So presentations, I mean, if you would have told me I had to do presentations when I first jumped in, I would have never done Arbonne. I built a regional vice president doing a lot of launches, product drop-offs, and whatever. But my point is that you're getting in front of sometimes 5 people. Out of that 40 in one night, in 1 hour, 2 hours, you can write 5 names down. That's great for your 40 faces. But use that as a guide. So that's the T. Here we're getting into the out. So the O, look for opportunities to meet new people. This is really important. Join a meetup group. Go to your neighborhood Boko night, Bible studies, book clubs, whatever it looks like for you and your network, right? Get out. Go to kids' birthday parties, dinner parties. Say yes to everything. Do you want to go, like one of the nights I didn't want to go to a, what was it? It was at a bar studio and it was like a, women's night or something. I was like, I really don't want to go to this. I don't have to go. I didn't have to go, right? Nobody knew I was going or not going. It didn't matter. I got 2 new preferred clients, a new consultant, and now from that consultant, multiple preferred clients. From one, yes. So say yes to everything. Just go. And usually when you don't want to do something and you do it, that's when it shows up. Volunteer, schools, soup kitchens, whatever. You'll meet great people with a heart to serve doing things like that. Schedule your work time out of the house. So if you're working your business and you have the ability to be able to stay home and work your business and you're doing an hour, get out of your house and do it somewhere else. I have two, actually Beth came from the woman, Eve, who I met at Starbucks. Because why? Because I'm a regular there. So we started talking. Same thing with a firefighter on my team. I met him at Starbucks. So everyone's going to join Starbucks now, right? You're all going to be at Starbucks. No, but my point is get out of the house, meet new people. And remember, be intentional and follow your heart. Follow your intuition. If someone tells you or invites you somewhere and you feel like you should go, be there. If you feel in your heart, someone pops in your mind, I call that a God wink and I act on it right away. Follow your intuition and keep refreshing that 100-person list. If you're new and you don't know what that is, basically your 100-person list is a list of 100 people. Honestly, if you go through your cell phone or your Facebook friends, I'm sure you know way more than 100 people. But it's 100 people, right? And we use that to, reach out to people. They're people that we reach out to. If you haven't done your 100-person list, really important. It's also really important. It doesn't matter. I've been in the business, so it'll be 4 years this summer. I have an evolving 100-person list. It is a fluid list. I'm always adding people to it. So do you, and get out. Understand the cycle. Those of you who have been in Arbonne for a while can appreciate this. Often we expect immediate results, right? We're a results-driven, instant gratification society. I don't know about you guys, but if my computer doesn't refresh right away, I'm like, refresh, right? I'm like freaking out. I'm like, what's wrong with the Wi-Fi? We want instant gratification. That's the world that we live in. Arbonne is not like that. Yes, you're going to feel gratified in many ways, but just know that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's just not. It is simple, but it's not easy. So Jim Rohn, if you don't know who he is, I would look him up. I love his work. He trains on sowing the seeds and reaping the harvest. And it's so true. You have to continuously sow the seeds. You will reap the harvest, right? But you have to keep sowing. Look at the following weeks and months out. Stay the course. So my sponsoring, like I said, was 26 in my central district. Guess how many months of work? It was about a 90-day cycle before I started to see that explosion in my business, that pop. And I have no doubt we're going to go past that this month. But it's because of staying the course. When nothing shows up and you feel like you're doing everything for nothing, people are reading your messages on Facebook and you're like, I see that you read this, just reply, right? It can make you crazy. Don't let it. Because guess what? Sometimes those people, you may post the most random thing. It might be a picture from tonight. And that person's like, oh, she reached out to me. I got busy with the kids and I forgot to reply. They respond, right? I mean, that's what happened to me. The people who I got on my calendar, a lot of people in the past few months, I've been talking to for over a year. So stay the course. Most people in my business are, like I said, from over a year ago. And there are tons of trainings on follow-ups that are out there. My independent consultants sign-ups this month, a lot of them came from old calendars and old lists. Stay disciplined. Don't cancel. One of your launches, right? You were like, I don't know. No one's really coming. I was like, I am coming. Whoever is there, it will be perfect. Send this text message to everybody. She had 2 new people sign up as independent consultants that night and a brand new preferred client. It was over a 1,500 QB night. But you know what? Like, my team knows, like, I won't cancel. I will be there. I don't care if we're pulling out your 100-person or we're sending text messages. Don't cancel. You guys know that. I was here leading this meeting with shingles. I left urgent care and was like, okay, am I contagious? Can I run my meetings tonight? And I was here. You won't see me canceling. And I guarantee you, people who earn that Benz, you won't see them canceling. So that's understanding the cycle. Stay the course. And then the last one is the T, and that's true. Be your true, authentic self when you reach out to people. People get so caught up in the verbiage. Do I say this? Does this sound right? Da, 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 da. I'm like, Be yourself. Like, yes, there are scripts. That's the best thing about Arbonne is it's all done for you. Don't reinvent the wheel. But just know that you need to be you. Don't be Michelle, right? Don't be me. Don't be Denise. Don't be Katie. Be you. Make connections and be personal. This is a relationship building business. It's about building relationships. Most people do not jump in until 5+ touches of Arbonne, meaning they've had some sort of connection with Arbonne 5 times before they jump in. So just build a relationship. Make it fun. People are drawn to your energy. There's a great saying, and I think it's like people hear less than and retain less than 20% of what you say. They are more likely, I think it's like 80% likely to remember how you make them feel. Are you putting a 10 on every single person you talk to forehead? People all have an invisible sign that says, I want to feel valued. Unfortunately, you don't know in their life, they might not have people in their lives that make them feel valued. Are you putting a 10 on their head? Your reach out could change their day. Your reach out could change their life. So I always tell people, be true, but honestly know that this business is really about helping other people. Get over your own head, right? And reach out, because if you're scared to reach out to somebody, you're making it about you. You don't know what they're thinking when they put their head down on the pillow at night. They could be praying for a way out of an abusive relationship. They could be praying, right, to find a way to send their kids to college, and they just can't, right? They could be praying for them to have a way to walk away from their 80-hour-a-week corporate America job. We don't know. People are living in quiet desperation. It's not our job to judge. It's our job to share. And assume that they're going to book with you before and that they're waiting for your call. People like me. People want to book with me. I am exciting. I am a business builder magnet. I attract the right people into my organization. These are affirmations that you should be telling yourself. Build yourself up before you reach out to people. And I will tell you guys, so done the get out. But the biggest thing I've learned is to bring the most into each moment of each activity in each day. Anything that you do can turn into an income-producing activity. You don't have to put your Arbonne hat on. You're like, okay, I'm walking into a one-on-one now, right? We don't punch a clock. Our Arbonne ears are always on. We're always listening. We're always hearing a need and offering support. So, you look at top income earners, Kristen Walter. She met her sponsor, Molly Guile, in line at Walmart, right? Like, whoa. And now look at Kristen's success line. If you don't know, she has an amazing success line. All because she was brave. A trip to Chick-fil-A, the food store, it doesn't matter. Just look for people everywhere. And think of the lives that you can change. And just remember, it's a season of your life. Okay, so people, you might be like, oh my gosh, Michelle, 45 income producing activities. You know what? I know what's ahead. I will give up the good to get to the great, right? You have to keep your vision goggles on. You have to know that it's worth it. And it's a season of your life. Sometimes we're sprinting, sometimes we're walking, sometimes we're crawling, sometimes we feel like our car is stuck in reverse. But really, it's a season. And what you do in the front end will pay you back endlessly on the back end. So stay committed to filling your calendar. And I'm going to end with, I like, there's 2 quotes I want to end with. The first is, the secret of your success is determined by your daily agenda. And that's John Maxwell. I love John Maxwell. But it's so true. The secret of your success is determined by your daily agenda. Goes back to intention. Are you being intentional with each and every day? Our days are not promised, right? Make sure that you are living in the moment and that you are being intentional with your days. And it's amazing when you start your day with intention, what will come in your path. People will reach out to you. Like I said, that message you sent 3 weeks ago on Messenger, all of a sudden you're doing your affirmations, you're being intentional, and that person reaches out to you. It's amazing how that starts to happen. You'll meet the perfect person in line at the food store. And the second quote is Pound the Stone. And I love this book, Joshua Medcalf. And he says, you can't achieve billion-dollar dreams with a minimum wage work ethic. I know. Yeah. Boom, drop the mic. No. But yeah, I love that. You can't achieve billion-dollar dreams with a minimum wage work ethic. So guys, stay the course. You know, and lean on your upline. I mean, that's what we're here for. Your upline, your manager, your sponsor, we're here to support you in this business. But we have the biggest month, and I'm going to end with this. We have the biggest month ahead. I don't even know if you're new. Anyone, this is like your first year in Arbonne or first few months, or maybe you're even like jumping in tonight. I don't know. Yeah, I think a lot of you guys, Stephanie, you're new, right? So if you've joined Arbonne in the past year and a half, raise your hand. I love that. Look at all the new growth.
Past year and a half.
Past year, year and a half.
Put your hand down, Denise.
Yeah. So you're like, no, I'm like, if this is your first GTC, guys, you are in for an amazing treat.
I know,
It is phenomenal. The energy, the excitement in Vegas, there is nothing like it. You are gonna have so much fun, learn so much, soak in all the energy. But also, it's gonna be huge for your business. If you're going to Vegas, make sure, and even if you're not, maybe you're even watching the virtual one, have your list of 100 people. Have your old list, whatever. Bring it all with you, because you are going to be like exploding with energy to share this with anyone and everyone that you know and anyone with a pulse. So definitely make sure that you have your list and be ready. Also, we have new products that launch in GTC. It's huge. Yeah. Oh, I know.
I wear it all like weight like 10.
Gosh.
You see that?
No.
It's heavy.
10 pounds.
Ooh, what could it be?
We don't know. It's so exciting. That is protein.
Yeah.
I know. Ah, yeah. We're gonna be so off. But no, I love it. But yeah, so book your calendars now. Like, be booking for before, and also be booking with people and offering a sneak peek, right? And like the first to touch. I want to offer my clients or my friends the first opportunity to get your hands on these products and use these products. Like, I'm offering this as a gift to you. And just for doing that, I'm gonna give you a free gift or whatever your success line uses for your host rewards. But there is a lot of power in that. So just soak up that energy, even if you're not going to Vegas, maybe you just jumped in and you're not registered and you can't be there logistically. Know that you need to jump in like mascara running all over your face, sopping wet, jump into this right now and decide that you are gonna pack your calendar and you are gonna do everything you can. Because I promise you guys, if you next month this and you say, well, I'm a teacher, I'm gonna wait till the summer. Well, I've got this going on, I got that going on, this is spring sports, whatever. You're gonna miss the boat. And it's not gonna set you back a month, it's gonna set you back 4 to 6 months, because this is the biggest time of year in all of Arbonne. So I'm gonna encourage you guys, wherever you're at in your business, it doesn't matter. It's the 9th day of the month. There is so much time left in April to make the most of this. And I cannot wait to be with you guys in May to hear all those promotions and all the excitement and everything that's happening, because I know it's just a tidal wave. And I know we've got this one earning her Benz. I know Denise is gonna have her Benz by the end of this year. I mean, people are popping in this business. So
Yeah, no more Sally
yeah, no more. So, but thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you have a great night, and I'm going to end this recording now.